Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. So happy to have you here with me today. Now today's reading is a mid-monthly reading for July 2018. For the reading, I'll be using the Gilded Tarot deck by Sarah Marchetti and the Sacred Traveler Oracle cards by Denise Linn. Those will be for the career and finance portion of the reading. And for the love and relationships part of our reading, we'll use the Chrysalis Tarot by Holly Sierra and the Whispers of Love Oracle cards. And those are by Angela Hartfield. As I usually remind you at the beginning of these videos, these are general readings, so the messages may or may not resonate with you. The only way to get a truly personalized reading will be to order a private reading from me. If you're interested, you can take a look at the description box below. I've posted all of the ways that you can order a reading from me either by using the INSTANTGO app for quick, sort of yes/no answers. You can also email me or take a look at my site. So do check out that information if you're interested. I also suggest that you watch not just your sun sign video, but also your rising sign and your moon sign. Sometimes, the messages in one will resonate more that particular month than the other, or maybe all three will resonate and will help to provide you with a more complete overview of what's happening during that time period. Another quick reminder, we will have another full moon giveaway at the end of this month, so be looking out for that. I usually post the full moon spread video followed by the full moon giveaway video around the time of the full moon, and this month it's happening on the 27th. It's going to be the full moon in Aquarius, which is the full thunder moon, blood moon. So be watching out for that if you're interested in participating in the giveaway. What you stand to win is a free one-question reading with me. So watch out for that closer to the end of the month. So I will stop for now and see each of the signs in 1 second for the shuffle. Hi Virgo, hope you're doing well. I'm here to get into your mid-monthly reading. As you can see, I've already shuffled off camera and I've laid the spread to try to save a little bit of time. So let's get into it. So you have, we'll start off here with the career and finance portion of the reading. So you have in the past position, so the energy heading into these last 2 weeks of the month of July, the Seven of Swords, followed by the Seven of Pentacles, and the outbound card for the month of July, Seven of Cups. And I did pull a clarifier on that, and the clarifier that came out is the Death card, Major Arcana number 13. And the card from the bottom of the deck, the overall energy for the last 2 weeks of the month, is another number 7, Major Arcana number 7, the Chariot. Okay, so right off the bat, you have 4 7s in your reading. And this is significant because, when we have in reading sort of repeating numbers, they do have specific messages. And the number 7 is, it's a very spiritual number. It's sort of the the coming together of, the spiritual, kind of the spiritual and the material. And having, 4 7s in a reading like this is very much about, you kind of going within, and it's a very spiritual, if there is a decision to be made, it's a very sort of inwards, you have to go inwards in order to make whatever this decision might be. And if we think of, sort of within, say, religious tradition, like the Bible, Christian religion, it's the day, not 7. There are 7 days in the week, and according to the Bible, on the 7th day God rested. So it is sort of a natural spiritual number that has to do with stopping, thinking, introspection, contemplation, really stop, watching your choices and then thinking very clearly about matters at hand. So do keep that in mind. But let's kind of take a look at what's going on here. So with the Seven of Swords at the, at the outset, I would say that for some of you, there could be within, this is work and finances, career and finances, there could be a situation you might have already, this might have already happened as we are heading into the last 2 weeks here. So this could be happening around the middle of the month. It could have already happened a little bit before that. But in general, the Seven of Swords is a card that speaks of, sort of the thief card. You can see, let me show you again. There's the man, and he's walking away with the swords, kind of looking back as he does so, very sneakily stealing away with the swords. So, and the suit of swords itself is air energy and has to do with our thoughts. It has to do with the intellect. It's the suit of the mind. It's also where we come up with our plans, our ideas, inventions. So, with this being sort of the thief and then tied with the suit of swords, there could be, especially within the workplace, there could have been a situation in which somebody, stole an idea of yours, or maybe they managed to get ahead by claiming to have done something that was really your idea, or maybe it was something that you actually did, but they're taking credit for it. So it's that type of energy, and it is sort of a shady card, it's a shady character. He's, he thinks that he is, that he's getting away with something here, and obviously, I mean, if this happened to you, it's not a good situation. So, I mean, if you found out about it, I would imagine that you would be, upset. You'd, it's a difficult energy, the sevens, and so if we think about, I was actually just looking here at the Chariot card, and as the overall energy, the Chariot card is a very positive card, right? It's a card of success. It's a card of forward movement, of of you being very much in control, and that's very, it's a very different energy than the Seven of Swords, because the Seven of Swords here, unlike this very, disciplined and in control energy of the Chariot, the Seven of Swords is kind of like somebody who acts irresponsibly. He's managed to carry away 5 swords. He was unable, or didn't plan well enough to, to figure out how to carry all of them away. So it's like he's getting away with part of this, of what he wanted to get away with. He doesn't get away with, the rest, leaving the 2 swords there. I mean, somebody could pick up the sword and come after him or attack him. So it's kind of, the card also has to do with poor planning. Sometimes it appears when you're faced with a problem. Other times it's when there's, poor planning surrounding a particular situation, and needing to sort of focus your energies a bit better and come up with a better plan or more organized plan. It can also have to do with feeling, defeated, betrayed, and therefore needing to sort of cut your losses and move on, not get too stuck in that energy of, of feeling betrayed. Just sort of, okay, this happened, all right, the person stole my idea, I'm going to move on, I can come up with other ideas, and, eventually it will get found out. And so it's about, it also has to do with how you handle that particular situation, right? And sort of how you move on from that. It can also have to do with negative, a negative thought pattern, getting too caught up in negative thoughts. So a need for a plan here, possibly, and I would say as a cautionary card, the Seven of Swords can speak of, needing to sort of kind of take a step back, going back to what I was saying about the, this many sevens in a reading. So sort of taking a step back, reflecting, possibly coming up with a better plan before moving forward, And then the other 2 sevens here. So again, more of this continuing sort of with this theme of stopping, reflecting, before moving on. The 7 of Pentacles sitting in the present position, with present being, present time is obviously whenever you're hearing this, right? Time is relevant in these readings, but it's about reflecting on what you have achieved so far, you know, and you can see that the woman on the card, she is looking, sort of looking at all of the pentacles that she has on the tree here. Obviously, she's worked long and hard to, you know, she's planted the seeds for the tree, she's watered the tree, she's cared for it, and now, you know, it has given fruit. So whatever this is, there's definitely, she's sort of taking stock of what she's achieved so far, and she's feeling good about what she has done. But then she's also sort of stepping back and saying, okay, you know, I've reached the 7. That's very good. What is it going to take for me to move from the 7, you know, to the 10 of Pentacles or to the 9 of Pentacles? If I continue on the same path that I'm on, doing the same thing, if I stay in the same job, if I, you know, if nothing else changes, is that ultimately going to get me to where I want to go? Or do I need to do something a little differently? Do I need to, you know, change jobs? Do I need to get a different, you know, or move up in the company? Do I need to try for promotion? So it's all about, again, this sort of stepping back and reevaluating. Definitely something to do with finances, something to do with, you know, this is a suit of pentacles, and the suit of pentacles is all about the tangible things, you know, the material things here in the material realm. So it's material prosperity, you know, it's the things that we can touch and feel. So it's the money that we earn for the work that we do. It's our home, it's our family, it's our education, knowledge. And so, you know, this could be, you could be reevaluating things. You know, do you need to stay where you're currently working? Is that going to be the best thing for you to do? Would it be best for you to, you know, move on in order to reach whatever your end goal is? And then we have this, you know, again, more 7 energy with the 7 of Cups. And the 7 of Cups, sometimes it's referred to as, you know, kind of like the daydreaming card. It's the card of fantasy. And yes, it's great to have, you know, all of these dreams and aspirations. I mean, I think that, you know, as humans, it's good for us to kind of want that, okay, and what comes next? And, you know, that would be nice. But when it all stays in this realm of fantasy and imagination, and, you know, while we don't actually act on it, you know, and bring it in, manifest it, bring it into reality, then that's where, you know, we run the risk of just staying in this, you know, lovely, daydreamy kind of energy. And you know, that's not what, yeah, I think that the message coming through here about needing to take a step back, reflect, but then act, you know, but then go after something, which is why I did pull a clarifier on the 7 of Cups. And kind of once again, you know, going back to how all of these 7s, you know, kind of what they're lacking here is this determination, you know, this very focused, controlled energy of the Chariot card. The 7 of Cups is much of the same, you know. Look, we have all of these beautiful cups here, you know, and obviously this is going to be different for everybody, you know, whatever these ideas or these dreams, these fantasies are, they're going to be different for everybody watching. But with the, or I think, again, the advice that comes through here is, yes, you might be faced, you know, at this time, you might be faced with choices. You might be faced with opportunities. You know, you might be considering a job move. You might be considering, maybe you're looking at your investments. You know, if you've started trying to put some money away, maybe you have started investing in something. Then are you getting back what you ultimately want and need to get back? Or, you know, again, if this is you looking at changing jobs, maybe you are analyzing, you know, maybe you're going online, taking a look at the job boards, seeing, you know, what's out there for you. So there could be many choices, opportunities. But again, focus, you know, don't become so distracted in what might be or could be that you don't focus all of your attention and energy onto that one thing that is going to actually bring you greater stability, you know, greater financial prosperity. It's that type of thing. So be aware of that, you know, and don't become so caught up in the distraction of either the distraction of the 7 of Swords. if this, was an unpleasant situation, don't get so caught up in that, that, and so caught up in what might be, what could be, that you don't focus your energies and actually, do something to manifest whatever these things are that you want. And then with the Death card coming as a clarifier, so I pulled it on this, that we had 4 sevens here, so I pulled it on the last 7 to try to get some, some advice as to what this energy might be surrounding the 7 of Cups. What might these choices be, or these opportunities, or these dreams, and how should you sort of approach, this 7 of Cups situation or energy. And the Death card came out. And, the Death card is a major arcana and speaks of endings and beginnings, right? But significant endings and beginnings. And with the Death card and then the major arcana, the Chariot, as the overall energy, this is very powerful energy, right? Very significant. So if this is an ending, and this, obviously with the Death card, this can be an ending of a job. This can, maybe you've worked at that particular job for quite a long time, and now it's time, you've decided it's time for you to move on. This can be, the ending or the death of a way of thinking. It can be the ending of a habit. So it's going to work out differently. And obviously, the 7 of Cups, not everybody has the same dream or desire. Not everybody has the same, situation that they are ending here. But this is a significant ending. But more than the ending, it's about the beginning that is brought in, right? Without death, there can be no rebirth. There can be no renewal and change and metamorphosis. So, it's all about movement. It's all about letting go, moving from one situation to another, but ending. There's a significant ending, but there's this brand new beginning surrounding it. So I think that, the messages that are coming through here is once you focus your energies and really hone in on, that what it is that you really want to go after, if this is the new career, focus on one and go after it, right? Make a plan and stick to it. I think that the focus and just, going for it is what, what's coming through here. And then the Chariot card as the overall energy. This is a card of success. It's success, it's forward movement. It's about you being very much in control. You can see here that there, we have the 2 sphinxes, that's sort of light and dark, the yin and yang energy. And actually this woman, she's so in control, right, that she's not even holding the reins. She's so sure of herself here that she is, charging forward in the direction of where she wants to go, and just knowing that she will have victory. So, it can be opposing ideas with this, the 2, the light and dark energy. So there might be, opposing ideas, or there might be, again, you kind of weighing up, should I stay? Should I go? Should I stay in this job? Should I go for the promotion? Should I leave? But whatever it is, it's all about, having that willpower, having that strength, to move forward. And just being very sure of yourself, recognizing sort of your own strength, again, focusing on the goal and then going for it, and releasing any type of fear, because the Death card can also have to do with facing one's fears. So if there's a fear sort of surrounding this, leaving this particular job, again, if you've been treated unfairly at that company, if somebody, one of your colleagues has done something to sort of undermine you in the eyes of, your boss, or if they've, used an idea of yours, whatever it might be, the 7 of Swords situation, I think just, now is the time for you to just focus all of your energies and move forward. There's definitely forward movement as you head out of the month. And it's interesting because the card that came out, the Oracle card for you, is called Vast Vistas. And it says, expand your horizons. And the Chariot card is actually, it is a card of forward movement. Sometimes it has to do with, actually moving location, traveling across land. And you see on this card here, on the oracle card, we have, movement, right? He's moving down this path, but he's also staring off, right? He's staring off at the ship. So there could be, for some of you, a move involved here for whatever this new opportunity is. If you are planning on leaving that company or going after, a new opportunity, career opportunity, and there could be some type of movement involved. Let me take a look let me get the guidebook out and see what this Vast Vistas has to add here to your reading. And we have, expand your horizons. See the world around you in new ways. This is not a time to think small. It's an exciting time for you. You may find travel or new adventures in your future. Think outside the box. Ideas and projects that you've been contemplating are now moving toward manifestation. Remember, I was talking about these, planning, manifesting, bringing these things into reality. Unconventional relationships may flourish. Take time to nurture your dreams, for big changes are ahead. The sacred traveler wants you to know, as the traveler steps out of the woods, the pathway winds up to a high point with a vast vista. The traveler can see in all directions and knows that all things are possible. New and wondrous paths are ahead. The traveler can choose any direction to journey. Get ready for a joyous, expansive sojourn. Take deep and full breaths. Each breath affirms that you are in an expansive phase of life. And I was getting, from this Seven of Cups, I was getting this sort of, expansive energy in the sense that there might be many things that you're considering here, and we see that on these cups. I mean, one is it's filled with fire, something that, you might be very excited about. Then we have the rainbow bringing joy to you. We have the coins here, right? Possibly a new business opportunity for you. So it's all about releasing your fears and, forward movement and possibly, expanding your horizons, possibly even, traveling. That for some of you, there might be travel involved over the next couple of weeks, or, this new opportunity might have something to do with travel or, add things at a distance. So it looks very, very good, a very interesting spread for you for the career and finance. So let's move on to your love and relationships. So you have in the past position the Four of Scrolls. This would be the Four of Swords, followed by the Queen of Stones. This would be the Queen of Pentacles. So here is your sign, Virgo, right? So this would be the Earth Queen. In this deck, she's called the Artiste. And the outbound energy for the month, we have the Three of Mirrors. This is the Three of Cups. And the card from the bottom of the deck, the overall energy for the last 2 weeks, Major Arcana number 6, the Lovers. And the oracle card that came out for you is I love you. These are very important words. And we'll get into the meaning of this once we go through your the main reading here with the tarot card. So beginning with the Four of Scrolls, the Suit of Scrolls or air, again, it's air energy. We have that up here with the Seven of Swords. So the Four of Swords, yes, it is, mental energy. It's cerebral energy, deals with the intellect. But this Four of Scrolls you can see that she's sort of curled up in a, in a little ball here, and it's very much about retreating, right? Healing, withdrawing. It is definitely a card of healing, the Four of Scrolls. So for some of you with this sitting in the past position, as we come into these last 2 weeks of the month, there might have been a situation that you were dealing with that, that you needed to sort of heal. Sometimes this card appears when there's, when you are taking vacation, that sort of rest, relaxation, healing, sort of mentally, physically, emotionally. So, there could have been this this time out where you were just, retreating, taking time out for yourself, really working on yourself. If you're not currently in a relationship, then this could have been you doing, having some me time, doing some things that you enjoy doing, whatever that might be for you. For some people, this could be, healing can come in the form of going for a walk on the trails, on nature trails. For other people, healing can be going to a yoga class. For others, it can be, just sitting and meditating. For others, it can be shopping. Whatever, you use to, that you enjoy, and that brings that sort of healing, that joy to yourself. You might have been, been going through this over the, or coming into the last 2 weeks of the month. And it is about, again, it's sort of considering where you are, visualizing, where you want to go in your future, and then releasing the past, putting the past behind you. So, I might come back to this, but, if this is you in a relationship, there could have been some healing going on. Maybe you needed to take a break from the other person. Maybe you needed to sort of reflect on where the relationship was heading, or maybe if there had been some issues, maybe you were just taking this time out to kind of think about, where you see the relationship going from now. It's also in this particular deck, it also has to do with self-acceptance, self-fulfillment. So that, for some of you, this healing might actually be, a healing of yourself, the self-healing and accepting yourself, which is important because, if you're not currently in a relationship, or even if you are, it's very hard for you to open yourself up to somebody and to have, or begin a new relationship without first being at peace with yourself. So, if we look at it more as kind of a guidance card, this Four of Scrolls, I really think it speaks about this inner peace, and this need for experiencing this inner peace, which could have to do with, healing, acceptance, which also ties in with, obviously, if you are opening yourself up to another person or to being in a new relationship, acceptance is a big part of relationships, right? It's self-acceptance, but it's also accepting the other person for who they are. So, and then you sitting in the present position here, right? This Queen of Stones is an earth sign. Even if you can be male or female, it doesn't matter. The Queen of Stones just comes in to really show sort of you being in your element here. You, maybe this came after some, this sort of soul searching, taking some time out for yourself. This is you just very much in your power here. And the Queen of Stones, or Queen of Pentacles, she is the Earth Mother. Yes, she could be another individual. We know that when we have court cards appear in the reading, they can be people that are playing a significant role during this time. So if so, this could be another older Earth sign individual, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. And, usually as the king or queen, they've kind of mastered their particular suit. So this would be somebody who's mastered the suit of Pentacles, so is very grounded, is very dependable, kind of that earth, that earth mother, very good at taking care of her, she's very nurturing, takes care of her children and animals and plants, and she's a very caring individual. She's also very resourceful. She's, speaking of the material things in life, she's good at making money. She's good at holding on to her money. She's also very resourceful. So even if money is a little tight, she's good at making ends meet. She's good at coming up with a way to, to make it through whatever that situation is. And in this particular deck, she's called the Artiste. And, she's a very spiritual and magnetic type of figure in this particular deck. And she appears as the Muse, right? We have the Artiste, Muse, and what it really speaks of, you can see here, let me hold this up again. you can see that there's this butterfly sort of, and the butterfly is watching as she transforms, this canvas. Or obviously the canvas was blank when she sat down there, and now, she's created this beautiful scene on the canvas. And so, it's all about this sort of inner journey and how you're very much in your own power here, in your element, and you're creating your own journey. You are, you're painting, right? You're the one bringing your dreams and manifesting them, bringing them into reality here. And this is very much about you, on your personal journey. Again, could have something to do with this self-acceptance, some type of healing that's gone on here. This could just be you, kind of progressing here, with, if you have been dealing with this, gone through this healing now, this is you sort of progressing, progressing, things are developing. We have all these images, of butterflies, a sort of, rebirth, and you're really coming into your own here. And then there's a celebration card at the end of the month. The Three of Mirrors, or Three of Cups, is a beautiful card. It can be, it's a card of getting together with, with our loved ones. This can be meeting with our families or just friends, but it is a card of celebration. It can be, a simple celebration. It can be as simple as meeting up with friends, going out for coffee, going out for, a drink, to actually a big celebration, celebrating something quite significant. It can be, the celebration of the news of a pregnancy, celebrating the birth of a child, whether this is, relating to you or somebody around you. It can be celebrating an engagement, celebrating a marriage. So, but it's all about that, the coming together, and the sharing of this joy with other people. So sharing of your joy with family, sharing of that joy with friends. It's also about, it can have to do with, new romance. It can have to do with new opportunities, just kind of in general, good fortune coming in. And then the overall energy, and I will tie this all together in a second. I'm just kind of going through the cards here, because we have as the overall energy, the Lovers card. And, this, again, is a major arcana. So this is significant, a significant energy. And the Lovers card, yes, obviously, especially in a love reading, this can be, it can speak of a soulmate, deep soulmate connection with another person. This very karmic connection, past life connection with, with a soulmate. It can obviously be romantic, very romantic in nature. It can be just, a friendship. But, before that, if we think back to original meanings or earlier meanings for the Lovers card, it was really more about choice, right? And it's this head or heart decision. I've seen some decks where, it shows a woman facing two men, sort of needing to make a choice, choosing between the two. Others I've seen like a man standing and choosing between two women. So I would say, for some of you, there could be a few of you that is actually, a decision that might be going on where you're choosing between two people. But, we do have the Three of Cups here. So, threes typically speak of, or, if we think of like definitely the Three of Swords, like in a love reading, it would be this third party relationship. But, that could definitely just be a small number of you. I would say, for the most part, this Lovers card, it speaks of a head or heart decision. And, it's a significant decision that could definitely affect all of those involved. So not just, it's a decision that you're making, not just for yourself, but that could, have ramifications and definitely affect others around you. So, it could be you and another person are affected. You and the family is affected, so it's a significant decision that has, ripple effects. For others, this is, just sort of this lover. That could be, especially with the celebration, could be an engagement. This could have to do with, yeah, there could be, there could have been a reconciliation even with this Four of Scrolls. There could have been this you taking time out, and recovering or healing if there was time apart from the other person. If this is not you here, you might be involved with an earth sign individual. We do have air energy as well. So, it could be possibly an air sign involved, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. And then we have the Three of Cups. In general, I would say it's more to do with, the getting together and the rejoicing and the, celebration, water energies, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But I do see, we have, again, the butterflies here on this card. We have them in this beautiful, let me hold it up again so you can see it. It's this beautiful nature scene here, right, of the lovers. And, it's a card of unity. It's a card of oneness. It's about, if you do get engaged or married, or, just if you don't believe in marriage, or, if you just come together with the other person, it is the unity, it's the oneness, it's the two becoming one. And we see the two doves there, it's the two coming together to be one. So, there could be this coming together or sort of union of opposites. Maybe the person that you're involved with is quite different. Or maybe if this is somebody new coming in, if you've had this time of or you've taken this time out for yourself, if you have been single, and now you're sort of more open to that, there could be somebody quite different coming in, somebody who's kind of quite opposite, right? In maybe the way that he or she thinks, or, their approach to life. So it could be a very different person coming in. But, it also, the Lover's card can speak of a wedding. We did have that here as well. So, for some of you, there could be celebrations surrounding a wedding, an engagement. But definitely about, sort of taking the next step, possibly a significant decision, and obviously if there is an engagement or marriage involved, then that's a very significant decision. But for others, that could be an important decision that you're making at this time that you understand will affect not just yourself, but, everybody sort of involved. This could be, if this is moving the relationship forward, this is going to affect, this is you getting married or moving in with them. If you're currently living with roommates, this could affect that situation. If this is you, getting married, and maybe you've previously been married and have children from, from your first marriage, and this will affect everybody. So it's that type of energy with the Lover's card here. And then I love you. Let's see what what this oracle card has to say. This is card number 20. Let me find it here in my guidebook. And it says, I love you. These are very important words. Whether you say this to a pet, a friend, your partner, or yourself, these are the most important words you can say. Don't hold these words in like it will take don't hold these words in like it will take away their importance. Be willing to say I love you often and freely. And I think this goes back to what I was saying here about this, self-acceptance and then acceptance of others. Needing to love yourself, and then, giving that love, or being able to give that love to others as well. And, with I love you paired with the Lover's card here, this could be over the next couple of weeks. It could be a very significant, forward movement or change. Again, if you've been on your own, there could be a soulmate coming in. You might be meeting somebody. This person might be quite different than you are, might have a different way of thinking. If this is you, in the same relationship, and maybe you've just been working on things, doing some healing, going to counseling even, I see that, you're feeling more like yourself now, and I think that you're ready to move forward. And there is, there could be definitely some taking things to the next level. So overall, I would say that it looks like a great rest of the month for you. So I do hope that these messages have helped you. I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you again. And just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful rest of the month. Bye for now.